Welcome to the City of Middletown Planning Board, our August 2022 meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice and justice for all. Sorry. Okay, going to take care of a little housekeeping business. Members absent this evening are Mr. Brito and Ms. Hewson. Our engineer is not present this evening. There's no need for him to be here. Our building inspector is here, and our fire inspector is here, and our attorney is here. Our clerk is absent also. She is on vacation. Just to make sure everyone is aware, she has made sure that all proof of mailings have been submitted for each application you see on the agenda tonight. So we'll mention that. I'll ask the applicants, or there's no one to ask, but each mailing has been approved. All right, that's for our transcriptionist. Moving on. Anyone here, first-time applicant appearance this evening is considered a preliminary hearing, and the planning board may or may not choose to act or vote on those applications tonight. First on the agenda, approval of June 1st, 2022 minutes. I need a motion. Ms. Witt, I need a second. Mr. Madden, discussion, roll call. Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Numcheck?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Higbee?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you. Next on the agenda, Polycraft Industries, 36 to 60 Industrial Place, printing facility. Again, proof of mailings are on file.
Good evening.
Please state your name for the record
Ruben Buck, Engineering Properties,
and your intentions.
here on behalf of Polycraft Industries for the project at 3660 Industrial Place. This project was previously approved last year, December 2021, for a 72,000 square foot warehouse. We're here before the board tonight to seek approval for a change of use, warehouse to printing plant. Polycraft is a printer of plastic bags for commercial use, consumer use, and food containers. Stock is fed into their presses and then passed through a drying system. All solvent vapors that are created during this process are going to be treated through a thermal oxidizer. This unit, air purifying unit, is regulated by the DEC. We've added that to the plan.
In this mess right here.
It's located at the front of the building.
These are somebody else.
Saw this as the most advantageous place to locate it, as there are residences to the rear. And we also had renderings prepared showing that the unit itself is going to be shielded using a facade that's going to match the building, as there's an office use and an existing warehouse use also in the front of the building that is going to remain. Be happy to answer any questions the board has.
Would you just point to the unit that's, okay, just so the board knows where you are? All right.
Maybe you can put it for the public too, since it is going to be a public hearing, and point out to the public as well where the handler will be.
And that is the only difference on this application, is that's the only addition to the previous approved application. All right. Going to open the public hearing. As I stated before, proof of mailings have been given. Anyone present this evening wishing to speak on this application, please step forward. All telephone calls and all correspondence has been transferred to Ms. Hanson, since Ms. Tu is not here. Ms. Hanson, do we have anyone on the telephone?
We have no telephone calls.
Do we have anyone online?
Yes, we have one Greg Boatwright. Please state your name and address for the record, and you just need to unmute yourself to ask your questions.
Okay, hi. My name is Greg Boatwright, live at 320 Highland Avenue Extension. And just a couple questions. The lot that the building is going on, is it the R.E. Michael building lot? Is that where this is?
No, sir.
Or is it-
I believe it's across the street from that.
Back toward the entrance of Industrial Way. It was just difficult to understand. I can't tell if it borders our lot or not. So I'll have to find a tax plot.
Which lot do you own? 320 Highland?
320 Highland Avenue Extension. It's a flag lot.
Old Wallace Oil Building, you might know.
Anyway, while that's being looked up, a couple questions. You said you're putting thermal oxidizer to kill off any odor emissions, and you're putting it on the front of the building. That's great, and with an enclosure. Is that enclosure also going to have dampening materials to knock down the noise?
The noise of the unit itself is not very loud. It's about as loud as an air conditioner. It's 85 decibels.
Okay, but it is totally enclosed, right, to where the noise would go up? Because we already have a problem with popcorners across the street with
Yes.
noise.
The unit is enclosed.
Okay. All right. And then on the facility itself, I don't know if it could be proposed, at least the back of the building that's toward the residences have either a paint or large trees to try to hide it from some extent, because it's all trees back there. So that would be just a nice consideration so it doesn't overly hurt property values.
There's landscaping proposed on our plan at the rear of the property to shield the residences from the warehouse, parenting plan.
Okay. And I guess the last question, on the destruction of the emissions, what level are you regulated to for the destruction?
98%? 98%.
Okay, great. Okay, those are all my questions.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Hanson, anyone else online?
Yes, I have Leocino. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Good afternoon. How are you? I'm speaking on behalf of my dad because he doesn't speak English, but I just have a quick question. In regards to this new company, since my address is 310 Highland Avenue, so this new property that's here, are we going to be sharing? Because are we going to be sharing the lot, or where exactly is this new factory going on? It's going to be built, because it's kind of, even though we're looking at the picture, it's kind of hard for me to picture it. Where is it going to be placed?
What's the existing property? What's the name of it, or maybe they need the existing property so they can reference where this building is?
The address is 3660 Industrial Place, and it's across the street from the Popcorners building.
Okay.
The old Wallace Oil. Does that help you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So it's across the street from the popcorn location.
Yes.
Okay. That's all. That was my only question. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hanson, anyone else online?
Not at this time.
Okay. We'll leave the public hearing open and go to the board for any questions, comments, or concerns. Mr. Madden?
Do you have an estimate of the amount of truck traffic that this facility will generate?
Anticipated max truck traffic per day is 5, and the average is 2 to 3 trucks per day.
And those are box trucks or tractor trailers?
Mix of both.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the board? Okay, I'll go back to the public one more time. Anyone present wishing to comment on this application, please step forward. Yes, well, I can't close it, right? Ms. Hanson, anyone else online?
I did get one more question. Is it a 4.2 lot?
Is it?
4.1.
4.1. It's Section 5, Block 1, Lot 4.1. Did that answer their question?
I think so.
Okay, thank you. Now, we have to leave the public hearing open because we're still waiting for, we just received comments from the town of Wallkill, and we're waiting for comments for from the county. We have 30 days. Your 30 days is not up yet. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Winglets let you know that your approval would be coming in September, not this month. Because of that, we have to wait that 30 days, okay? So for the record, I have to add into the record, I just received this evening comments from the town of Wallkill, which we'll share with Mr. Winglets and the owner so they can address them. And I also have to do some housekeeping as far as the planning board is concerned, as far as a negative declaration. So there is no more seeker, there's nothing, no impact, additional impact. And I need a motion for my negative declaration. Mr. Numcheck, I need a second. Mr. Madden. On a motion of Mr. Numcheck and a second by Mr. Madden, that the planning board, based upon all evidence submitted by Polycraft Industries, seeking a site amendment and special use permit for the construction of a warehouse expansion to be utilized for printing on plastic materials. The planning board makes the following determination with respect to the environmental significance of the proposed project located at 36 to 60 Industrial Place in the city of Middletown, Section 5, Block 1, and Lot 4.1. Based upon a reasoned elaboration of the potential environmental impact of the project, and after a thorough review of the project's environmental elements by the city's engineer and planning board, the planning board hereby determines that there will be no significant environmental effect as a result of the completion of this proposed project. By this resolution, making a negative declaration of environmental impact as the term is defined in the Environmental Conservation Law and in Part 617 of the New York State Seeker Regulations. This will be filed with the City of Middletown, Middletown Common Council Clerk, Richard McCormick. I need a motion. I have the motion, discussion, roll call. Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Numcheck?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Higbee?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Second piece of housekeeping, I have to do the lead agency. The planning board declares lead agency on this project. Whereas the City of Middletown Planning Board has received an application from Polycraft Industries, tax map designation, Section 5, Block 1, Lot 4.1, located in an I-2 zone, for a site plan amendment and special use permit for the construction of a warehouse expansion to be utilized for printing on plastic materials. The project is located at 36 to 60 Industrial Place in the City of Middletown. Therefore, be it resolved that the City of Middletown Planning Board is declaring its intent to be lead agency with respect to the proposed action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act. And be it further resolved that the City of Middletown Planning Board is authorizing the applicant to distribute the lead agency coordination request in accordance with Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law and 6 New York NYCRR Part 617 to all interested and involved agencies. This will be filed with the City of Middletown Common Council Clerk, Richard McCormick. I need a motion. Mr. Higbee, I need a second. Ms. Witt, discussion, roll call. Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Numcheck?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Higbee?
Yes.
And I vote yes. So all the housekeeping is done and out of the way, all right? We'll see you next, we'll
Public
have
hearing
to,
will be kept open.
public hearing is going to be kept open, stated that already, and I guess we have to have a motion to adjourn for future consideration.
No, it's kept open.
As long as we keep it open, we're good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
See you next month.
Yes.
Next on the agenda, San Wang, 33 to 39 Fulton Street, offices, gym, and cafe. Also, a reminder that the proof of mailings have already been submitted and are on file. Is anyone here for this applicant? 33 to 39 Fulton Street?
Yeah, we just distributed there's a new rendering on the,
Yes, thank you.
so it's pretty much looking at the Fulton Street, looking at the building. And the windows should be similar to what we had before. And this rendering is also for facade programs in the future. So we had added on the garage on the canal side, and also because it's I think a kitchen is on the left side, so it has a covered porch right on the left side to make sure that when there's a rain, the food trucks or cars could be brought into the building without going through the rain. That's a major change from before. I think everything else is the same. The next page is the dimensions for the garage and the covered porch. Everything else is similar to what we had submitted before.
That's fine.
All right.
Great, thank you. Proof of mailings are on file. I'm going to open the public hearing. Anyone present wishing to step forward and comment on this application?
Good evening, Joe Distefano, Mayor of the City of Middletown. First, I want to thank you for all the hard work you folks have been doing. We've had a lot of success and a lot of activity in the community, and I know it puts a little bit of a burden on you folks to move projects along, but sometimes there's some projects that you just can't resist. In this case, this building was slated for upper floor residential development, and while that would be acceptable, the use that finally came about of being a company relocating from the West Coast here, IT, high-tech jobs, is very appealing to us. Basically, the footprint of the building is not changing much, changing just a very little. It's been an office building for 50-plus years. The first floor is something that when we met with the developer, encouraged, because we thought of it as additional taxable space. The fact that it's not open to the public is not the intent of our first floor commercial legislation was to make sure that the first floor and commercial buildings are not residential. How a private business conducts their business, whether it's open to the public or not open to the public, is up to them. But I'm assuming that in this case, the activities on the first floor are not going to be open to the public, similar to some residential projects where they have laundries on the first floor that with some of the condo projects, they are not open to the public, but they are semi-commercial uses. So this project, we did have a ribbon cutting for welcoming Ganjing World to the City of Middletown on the 4th of July. We met many of the developers and many of the future employees that will be working here. We're hopeful that the board will take prompt action on it since there's not any dramatic changes that we have seen. I know there are some building code issues that need to be addressed, but they will be addressed by the building department. COs don't get issued unless the corrective measures are taken. And I think it's an excellent project for our city and the first of what we hope will be a few of these high-tech jobs being relocated here into our community. And the prior application also was a welcome move, and I'm hopeful that you'll be moving that along very quickly also. These are jobs for our community. These are tax ratables for our community, and no impact, either one of these will have a negative impact on our school district. And some of the residential development does, but although we've encouraged it in our downtown area. So I think it's an excellent project. I know that Maria Bruni, our Economic Development Director, is here this evening. The city council people who we have spoken to and who were able to attend the opening. I know Jerry Kleiner's here tonight. If he would like, he can speak for himself also. But we're excited about the project, not only this specific project, about the potential for additional projects that come with this growing company. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else present wishing to speak on this application? Ms. Hanson, do we have anyone on the telephone?
We do not.
Do we have anyone online?
Not that would like to speak at this time.
Okay, I'm going to go to the board then for any questions, comments, or concerns.
Thereon, any questions? Walt?
Okay, back to the public one more time. Anyone present? Ms. Hanson, anyone on the telephone?
Not at this time.
Anyone online?
Not at this time.
Then I'm going to close the public hearing. If the board wishes to make any other comments before I resolution. Okay. On the resolution for 33 to 39 Fulton Street, for offices, gyms, and a cafe. You're in the DMU zone. You'll have to go to the Architectural Review Board for any facade work and signage work. You'll have to produce a waste collection. I'll formally say that in the application. And it would be subject to the City of Middletown DPW, City of Middletown Fire Department inspections, approvals, and when necessary, approval of the Commissioner of Public Works. That'd be including code enforcement, any of our engineers' comments and your engineers' comments, okay? The applicant will obtain all necessary permits, follow the permitting process, codes and ordinances of the City of Middletown, the State of New York, and if applicable, the County of Orange. In addition, throughout the project, if the review process so deems it to require bulk requirement tables, the applicant will supply said tables to an architect or engineer licensed in the State of New York. Whereas this application is located in the DMU zone, applicants must submit and receive approval from the Department of Public Works according to Chapter 407, Solid Waste, Article 2, Collection, Paragraph 407-3, Collection, and comply with this section and any other sections enacted by the Common Council from this date forward. Whereas, pursuant to the City of Middletown Code, Chapter 475, Article 4, Administration and Enforcement, Section 474-53, Paragraph E, Subparagraph 6, unless work is commenced and diligently prosecuted within 6 months and completed within 2 years of the date of the granting of the special use permit, such special use permit shall be null and void. In other words, if you don't get the project started in 6 months, please send us an extension letter for your approval, okay?
Okay.
Anybody like to add anything? We're good? I need a motion. Mr. Madden, I need a second. Mr. Higbee, discussion. Roll. Mr. Madden.
Yes.
Mr. Numcheck.
Yes.
Ms. Witt.
Yes.
Mr. Higbee.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next on the agenda is, excuse me if I get this wrong, Fang Ging Sun, 125 Dolson Avenue, Tattoo Studio.
Hi,
How you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. State your name for the record and your intention.
So my name is Fengqing Sang. I'm going to open a tattoo shop in Campbell Plaza. That's it.
Okay, pretty simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Hours of operation on the application?
I see none. What will be your hours of operation?
Sorry?
When will you be open?
As soon as possible. Once I
What
get-
hours? What time frame?
What time from? So it's gonna be like around the noon to 10 p.m.
Noon?
Noon, yeah.
Noon to 10 p.m.?
Yes.
every day or?
I think I'm gonna be off every Monday. Off every Monday.
Off
Yeah,
on Monday?
closed
Okay.
on Mondays
Gotcha. Sorry. So that is Tuesday
through Sunday.
through Sunday, noon to 10 PM. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
10 PM.
Yes.
Okay, great. We'll get it right. Okay. That being said, I'm going to open the public hearing. Anyone present wishing to speak on this application, please step forward. We have proof of mailings on file. Yep. Ms. Hanson, do we have anyone on the telephone?
We do not.
Do we have anyone online?
We do not.
Okay, I'm going to go to the board for any questions, comments, or concerns. Ms. Witt?
Hi, what is your business name going to be?
It's gonna be Stella Tattoo Studio.
Okay.
Parking should not be an issue since it's in the plaza.
Correct. Not our jurisdiction.
Thereon, any issues? Walt? John has a question.
Are you going to be doing the tattooing?
Yes,
Do you have a license?
Yes.
You do?
yes. I have a license from New York City, but Middletown, this area, they don't require for specific like license. Yeah.
Does the state of New York require, I mean, New York City may require, but does the state of New York require a
No.
tattoo license?
Only New York City.
Only New York City?
Yes.
Okay.
If there are any requirements, you would have to comply with
Yes.
them.
I'm going to add that to the resolution, that there, if there is a requirement, you'll have to obtain one.
Of course.
Okay?
Theron, are you aware?
Walter, you're not? Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the public. Ms. Hanson, do we have anybody on the telephone?
We do not.
Anyone online?
We do not.
Anyone here wishing to speak? Okay. Board members? Going to close the public hearing. On 125 Dolson Avenue, a tattoo studio. Hours of operation will be noon to 10 PM, Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Subject to the Middletown DPW and the City of Middletown Fire Department inspections, approvals, and when necessary, approval of the Commissioner of Public Works. The applicant will obtain all necessary permits and follow the permitting process, codes, and ordinances of the City of Middletown and the State of New York, which means if you need a tattoo license, you'll need to apply and have one
Sure.
posted in your place of business.
Yes.
Okay? If applicable, the County of Orange also. In addition, if throughout any of the review process, the project is deemed to require bulk requirement tables, the applicant will supply tables through the architect or engineer licensed in the state of New York. Whereas pursuant to the City of Middletown Code, Chapter 475, Article 4, Administration and Enforcement, Section 475-53, Paragraph E, Subparagraph 6, unless work is commenced and diligently prosecuted within 6 months and completed within 2 years of the date of the granting of a special use permit shall be null and void. If you don't open within 6 months, you must send this board a letter asking us to extend your approval.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. I need a motion. Ms. Witt, I need a second. Mr. Madden? Discussion? Roll call. Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Numcheck?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Higbee?
Yes.
And I vote yes. See the DPW for the proper permits. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, next on the agenda, Linda Gonzalez, 7 South Street, retail and Reiki practice?
Reiki.
Reiki, thank you. Please state your name for the record and your intentions.
Linda Gonzalez. I am the owner of Best Wishes Sophia. My intention is to open a space of peace, healing, beauty. When you come in through the doors, I want you to feel good and just continue doing so.
Okay. All right, proof of mailings are on file.
We have hours of operation.
She's going to revise them, because they're going to be different than the application. I got an email that you wanted to revise your hours of operation.
It was Thursday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. That was just a change, so it's just an extra hour.
That's fine. Thursday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., correct?
Sir?
Okay. We'll open the public hearing. Anyone present wishing to speak on this application, please step forward. Ms. Hanson, do we have anyone online?
We do not.
Do we have anyone on the telephone?
We do not.
Back to the board for any comments, questions, or concerns. Okay. Back to the public hearing. Anyone present wishing to address this application? Ms. Hanson, do we have anyone else online or on the telephone?
Not at this time.
I'm going to close the public hearing to the board for any questions or concerns. Go ahead, Ms. Witt.
Hi, so you had mentioned Best Wishes Sophia, will that be your name of the?
Sophia means divine wisdom.
Okay, so it would be Best Wishes Sophia?
Sophia, yes.
Okay, wonderful, okay. And will you be the only employee, or how many employees will you have?
It would be myself and my mom, so it's a family business.
Okay, thank you.
Is it by appointment only?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do have, we will have a retail space, crystals, sage, so that'll be open.
So it's retail. It's retail also.
Retail and Reiki healings.
Do you have a website?
I do.
Okay,
Best wishes, Sophia.
okay. I should have known, right?
We all could use a little tranquility. Okay.
Well, I think Mr. Madden.
You revise your hours Thursday through Saturday. Do we assume that Sunday through Wednesday, you're open
8
8 a.m.
a.m.
to
to
10 p.m.?
10 p.m., yes,
So you're
sir.
open 7 days a week?
For now, just to see how the flow goes, and then I'll adjust it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for that clarification, by the way.
You're welcome.
And that's so Sunday through Wednesday be 8 a.m. to,
10 p.m.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
They're on, and, what, I'm sorry.
We'll have to waive parking on this too, right? Because it's down
Yes, because it's in a DMU zone.
to DMU.
I'll have to read the whole DMU zone thing to her. Yep.
They're on, any issues? No issues. Walt, any issues?
And basically what they're saying is since you're in the DMU zone, you'll have to go to the Architectural Review Board for any signage or facade work that you do, okay? And I'm going to be reading a waste collection article in here. You have to report to the DPW, make sure your waste is properly taken care of, all right? And when we waive parking, doesn't really mean it, in the area, you don't own parking anywhere. The city of Middletown does, so we have to waive parking by code,
Got it.
right? That's what that
I
is.
had actually asked one of the inspectors that was going around, just to, so I'm
Yeah.
aware of how things go.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, public hearing's closed. We're all done. Resolution.
Just a question, you plan on keeping this open, like open floor plan? Like-
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The back part would be a little bit more private, just because I'm doing healings and, you deal with past trauma, and I just want to give a little bit of privacy.
And what would that consist of, like a?
Partition, it's nothing,
Partitions,
yeah,
okay, not permanent.
no.
Is a license required?
I do, it's a certification, it's actually with my paperwork. Yes.
Is that a state certification or?
It is not, it's,
okay.
yeah, it's an online course, and, yeah, but it's there.
Okay,
But anybody?
Anyone
providing-
can actually study it and perform it, but I wanted to go the extra step because there is no formal, licensing, so, but I still wanted to have some sort of, something on paper.
okay.
How long have you been practicing?
About 2 years now. I started with, I just saw a more of a need through, COVID, just people dealing with things, and that's how it came about.
Okay. On the resolution for 7 South Street, a retail space and Reiki practice, Hours of operation will be through Thursday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Sunday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is the retail space. It will be as per your application for the items you've listed in your application. And you'll be subject to the City of Middletown DPW, City of Middletown Fire Department inspections, approvals, and when necessary, approval of the Commissioner of Public Works. The applicant will obtain all necessary permits and follow the permitting process, codes, ordinances of the City of Middletown, the State of New York, and if applicable, the County of Orange. In addition, if throughout any of the review process, the project is deemed to require bulk requirement tables, the applicant will supply said tables to an architect or engineer licensed in the State of New York. Whereas this application is located in a DMU zone, applicants must submit and receive approval from the Department of Public Works according to Chapter 407 Solid Waste, Article 2, Collection, Section 407-3, Collection, and comply with this section and any other sections enacted by the Common Council from this date forward. That's the waste collection part. Whereas pursuant to the City of Middletown, also you're in the DMU zone, you have to see the Architectural Review Board, and we will be waiving parking. All right. Whereas pursuant to the City of Middletown Code, Chapter 475, Article 4, Administration and Enforcement, Section 475-53, Paragraph E, Subparagraph 6, unless work is commenced and diligently prosecuted within 6 months and completed within a 2 year of the date of the granting of the special use permit, such special use permit shall be null and void. If you do not open up within the 6 months, please send us a letter extending your approval, or else you'll lose your approval. Okay?
Thank you.
I need a motion. Mr. Madden, I need a second. Mr. Numcheck. Discussion? Roll call. Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Numcheck?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Higbee?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Good luck. See you at DPW.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn. Mr. Higbee, Ms. Witt, all in favor?
Aye.